What if the greatest battle Jesus fought was not with soldiers, but in prayer? What if surrender was harder than suffering? What if victory began in silence on a dark hillside? In Luke 22:39-46, we are invited into one of the most intimate and painful moments of Jesus' life. After the Last Supper, Jesus leaves the city and goes, as was his custom, to the Mount of Olives. This detail matters. It tells us that prayer was not a last resort for Jesus. It was a rhythm, a habit. When pressure mounted, he did not run to distraction or escape. He went to pray. His disciples follow him, though they do not fully understand what is about to happen. The night air is heavy. Jerusalem is quiet. Somewhere nearby, betrayal is already in motion. And yet Jesus pauses before the arrest, before the trial, before the cross. He stops to pray. He tells the disciples, "Pray that you may not fall into temptation." These words are both instruction and warning. Jesus knows that what is coming will test every heart in that garden. Fear, confusion, and weakness will press in. Prayer is not optional. It is necessary. Jesus then withdraws from them about a stone's throw away. Even in community, there are moments when prayer becomes deeply personal. He kneels down. The posture itself speaks volumes. The Son of God humbles himself before the Father. Strength kneels, power bows, love submits. And then Jesus prays words that reveal the depth of his humanity. "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me." This is not fear of death alone. It is the weight of what the cup represents: suffering, rejection, sin, separation. Jesus sees the cross clearly. He does not minimize it. He does not deny the pain. He brings it honestly before the Father. This moment shatters the idea that faith means never struggling. Jesus struggles. He feels anguish. He does not hide it. He names it in prayer. True faith is not pretending everything is fine. It is bringing our deepest pain into the presence of God. But Jesus does not stop there. He continues, "Yet not my will, but yours be done." These words change everything. This is the heart of surrender. Jesus does not ask to escape obedience. He asks for alignment. He chooses the Father's will over his own desire for relief. This is where the real battle is fought, not on the cross, but in prayer. The cross is the outcome. The garden is the decision. Luke tells us that an angel from heaven appears to Jesus and strengthens him. This is a beautiful and often overlooked detail. God does not remove the cup, but he provides strength to drink it. Heaven does not always rescue us from suffering, but it never abandons us in it. Jesus' anguish intensifies. His prayer becomes more earnest. And then Luke gives us a detail found nowhere else in the Gospels. Jesus' sweat becomes like drops of blood falling to the ground. This is not poetic exaggeration. It describes a real condition caused by extreme stress. The pressure Jesus carries is immense. Body and soul are under unbearable weight. And yet he remains in prayer. This tells us something profound. Prayer is not about feeling better. It is about becoming faithful. It is not about escaping pain. It is about standing firm within it. When Jesus rises from prayer, he returns to his disciples and finds them sleeping. They are exhausted, overwhelmed. Their bodies cannot stay awake, even though their spirits want to. Jesus does not shame them. He understands human weakness, but he does speak clearly. "Why are you sleeping? Get up and pray so that you will not fall into temptation." This contrast is striking. Jesus is in agony, yet awake in prayer. The disciples are loved, yet asleep in sorrow. It reminds us how easy it is to miss the most critical moments through spiritual fatigue. Not rebellion, not hatred, just weariness. This moment speaks powerfully to us today. We live in a world full of noise, stress, and constant pressure. It is easy to grow tired, easy to disengage, easy to numb ourselves. But Jesus reminds us that prayer is where strength is found, not where time is lost. The Mount of Olives becomes the place where obedience is chosen, where fear is faced honestly, where surrender is sealed. Everything that follows, the arrest, the trials, the crucifixion, flows from this moment of prayer. Jesus does not walk toward the cross blindly. He walks toward it willingly. Prayer does not remove the cost, but it anchors his resolve. He rises from the ground, not rescued, but ready. This passage teaches us that even Jesus needed time alone with the Father. If the Son of God prayed in agony, how much more do we need prayer in our moments of trial? Not polished prayers, not perfect words, honest ones. It also teaches us that God welcomes our questions. Jesus asked if the cup could be taken away. God did not reject him for that. The danger is not asking. The danger is refusing to surrender. "Not my will, but yours be done" is one of the most powerful prayers ever spoken. It is not weakness. It is trust. It is not defeat. It is victory through obedience. The Mount of Olives shows us that courage is not the absence of fear. It is faithfulness in the presence of fear. Jesus did not feel strong. He was strengthened, and that strength came through prayer. This moment also reminds us that temptation often comes when we are exhausted. The disciples slept because of sorrow. Their hearts were heavy. Jesus knew that spiritual alertness matters most when emotions are overwhelming. That is when prayer guards the heart. Soon after this moment, Judas will arrive with a crowd. The arrest will unfold quickly. The disciples will scatter. Peter will deny Jesus. Everything Jesus warned them about will happen. But none of it takes him by surprise. He has already faced the deepest struggle in prayer. For believers today, this passage offers both comfort and challenge. Comfort because Jesus understands human weakness. He knows fear. He knows anguish. He knows the weight of obedience. Challenge because he invites us to follow his example, to pray before reacting, to surrender before resisting, to seek God's will above our own comfort. Prayer does not always change circumstances, but it changes us. It prepares us to face what we cannot avoid. It aligns our hearts with God's purpose. It strengthens us when the path is hard. The Mount of Olives reminds us that the quiet moments with God often shape the loud moments of life. Decisions made in prayer echo far beyond the moment itself. Jesus' obedience in the garden becomes the doorway to salvation for the world. Because he said yes in prayer, grace flows to all. When you face moments of fear, uncertainty, or deep struggle, remember this scene. You are not alone. The Savior has knelt where you kneel. He has cried where you cry. He has chosen obedience where you struggle to choose it. And he invites you to pray. Thank you for watching this video. If this message encouraged you, please like, follow the Holy Path Insights channel, and share this video with others.